Welcome to Travel Therapy Guides, 5-minute or less video tutorials. In this video, we are going to be discussing travel therapy advantages. Specifically for this video, we're going to target the monetary benefits that come with being a travel therapist. In future tutorials, we will be discussing two things. One, we're going to be discussing salary, what makes your salary, how it's divided, and the reduced taxable income potential that comes with traveling salary tax rates. And then the next video tutorial we're going to have in the future will also be discussing non-monetary advantages such as flexibility, the ability to expand your experience and travel the nation. So those topics are missing in this video, but I'm going to go over them soon in future videos, so look forward to those topics. So almost all companies will provide you with standard benefits for traveling therapists. These include healthcare benefits such as medical, vision, dental, life insurance, professional liability insurance, a 401k account, health savings account, short-term disability, and workers' compensation. Now, some companies won't offer these benefits, but maybe in exchange would offer you a reimbursement. And then some benefits obviously vary in how high the deductible, the cost that the traveler is paying, how much you are eligible for. Like companies may have different life insurance policies that they offer you, different 401k matching amounts that they offer you, but a lot of the big companies you're going to find will offer these benefits. Some unique benefits of traveling companies is that you will be able to provide or receive a travel reimbursement. So I'm going to discuss that now. It all comes out of your paycheck in some form, but it can be processed in different ways. Travel reimbursements aren't usually taxed because it's part of your getting to your next assignment, so that's usually taxed differently. And some companies won't change your traveling salary as a result. So each company is a little bit different in how much they give you and how your salary is affected and how your stipends are affected from those benefits. So it's important when you want to receive these extra perks that I'm going to talk about, that you discuss with them how that perk is going to affect your compensation in the end, because you may or may not want to choose that perk as a result. But travel reimbursement means that you will get reimbursed for the flight that you are going to take when you relocate to your next assignment. It only is for your next assignment. You won't be eligible for reimbursement if you're going to travel to your permanent tax home, only to new assignments. And that can be flight. It can also be mileage and gas reimbursement for your car. And to note these reimbursements, they're often basically a certain number of amount. So they're capped at an amount. So you can't take a first class ticket and fly to Arizona for your travel assignment. They're not going to allow that. They base it off of the mileage and sort of the standard cost of those flights. So typical reimbursement for travel would be maybe $500 to $700. But it's really important to discuss the travel reimbursement eligibility with your recruiter when you are going to go to the assignment, because you may want to fly or drive or not take the reimbursement. It may change your pay package. The second unique benefit is relocation in terms of moving your bedding, your housing. Sometimes they will also help with that. So once again, all those similar questions go about how does that affect your traveling stipends and salary, and how does that, what's the cap, and how do you get it, what are the rules and the regulations. Thirdly is provided housing or housing stipend. So with travel assignments, when you go to that assignment, you can choose to get housing provided. These are normally extended stay hotels or maybe apartments that the travel company has partnered with, and then they can provide you short-term housing. So the perks of the provided housing is that you don't have to pay maybe fees when you have to leave for the assignment, because many apartments are a year long. contract, and so there may be fees if you break that, so you don't have to worry about that. Oftentimes the the housing is furnished, meaning you don't have to bring your mugs, your bedding, your towels. That's already in that apartment or in that extended stay hotel, making traveling a lot more easier and a lot more efficient and cost friendly because you don't have to be buying things or be carrying lots of different luggage and paying for checked bags. You can also get a housing stipend in exchange. So instead of the provided housing, you can just say, no, I'm not interested. I'll find my own housing. And then they're going to include that in your pay. So we're going to go over the whole pay package later. But part of the pay package, including your hourly rate, would also then be a housing stipend if you are traveling away from your tax home within a specific radius. So when you're traveling away, then you can get this housing stipend. And that really is to cover the cost of having two homes, your permanent tax home, which we'll discuss more later, and the home that you're needed to achieve or to fulfill the travel assignment. And then third is continuing education, either reimbursement or the provision of it. Some companies have already contracted with the big CEU companies like physicaltherapy.com, and so they've already contracted with them, so you can go and get all the online CEUs you want to. It's often online, it's often not in person. And so those traveling companies have already contracted with other companies that provide the continuing education, and you can get those CEUs for free. Or some companies may reimburse you for taking continuing education classes. But once again, it all may come out of your pay package, so it's something you want to discuss with your recruiter. Usually the online courses that are already provided with the company, those don't really affect your pay package because everyone is getting that and they're getting such a great deal on the continuing education. It's online, so it's such a small chunk of change for them that your pay is not affected by that. You can also get your PT license and CPR reimbursed as well. So when you take your CPR class, you can just contact the company and usually they'll reimburse you for that. Same with the PT license. To note, for the PT license, you will only get reimbursed if you will use that travel license in a travel assignment. Meaning I can't just go purchasing tons of licenses and assume that that travel company is going to reimburse me. They'll only reimburse me when I get that license and then in the next, several months or 6 months, I use that license for a travel assignment with their travel company, then they would reimburse me for that license. But I have to use it in a travel assignment in a relatively new period of time. If I've had the license maybe 1.5 years, they're not going to reimburse me for that. But if it's within probably about the first 6 months, you can assume that they'll reimburse you for that PT license so that you can perform that travel assignment. Lastly, with travel assignments, you are eligible for bonuses, and these include sign-on bonuses, meaning when you first get started in a travel assignment, they may need people so bad that there's an extra perk, a sign-on bonus. This could be $1,000, $2,000 in Northern California. In the areas of like San Francisco, I sometimes see huge sign-on bonuses of like $2,000. Also, renewal bonuses and extensions. So, say a company really needs you and wants you to extend another 4 weeks or 10 weeks, that may sometimes come with a bonus. Usually, that's not as high, maybe about $200, $300, $500 bonus in my experience. But once again, that is all variable because it's based on your company and how your company does the pay package and what that facility that hired the company is willing to pay. And then lastly, renewal bonuses. So renewing with that contract maybe for a whole nother contract, that could also be eligible for a bonus. So there's a lot of opportunities to get extra cash and to get a lot of different special perks. And not always are these perks coming from your pay. Some are, some aren't. It's really dependent upon the travel company and your recruiter. So with any of these benefits, you really want to make sure you have a good open line of communication with your recruiter and asking them questions as to how that's going to affect your salary in the end. That's it for this video tutorial. You can read more at debtfreept.com, Advantages of Travel. And if you want the complete guide for traveling therapy, you can check out my book at amazon.com. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.